Oh, good afternoon, everyone. So I managed to come down here and have a quick flick down at the Scarborough entrance of the channel, just to the left of it. So the tide's about 30 minutes away from full tide, and the weather's calmed down a bit. We had a storm last night, but the winds and the rain have gone away, so I thought I'd come down and have a quick flick. Haven't had much of a chance to get out recently, especially on the kayak with the strong easterlies and northerly winds. But we'll have a flick around this rock wall here. The water's looking pretty good. It's a little bit dirty. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. I've got a 2.5 inch Crush City Rapala, I guess a prawn imitation, on a 1/6 jig head and 12-pound leader. Let's see if we can pick up a flatty or a brim around here. I haven't really fished this area that much, but and going by the fishing reports, there's been a few flathead, brim flathead, grunter, and the summer whiting are starting to come around. There you go, getting a touch. No. Something small's having a nibble. Well, he took it off. There's a turtle. He saw me and swam away. Let's come back to the same spot. Probably thinks I have food or something. Alright, so I went with a Z-Man, I think it's called Prawn Z. Yeah, Prawn Z in motor oil. 2.5 inch. Put some S factor on there. Alright. Similar lure, but change of colour mostly. Oh, that's a hit. Yep, first cast on the Prawn Z. What is this? Doesn't feel big. Change of colour straight away. What is it? It's a brim. Well, it did the job. Yeah, it's only a baby. And a little baby. Oh, he's unhooked. Little fella's unhooked. There you go. Whoa, alright, get back here. So the change of colour did the trick. The old motor oil. Can't go wrong with the motor oil. always had good luck with this colour in the past. It's usually the go-to colour if the bite's a bit tough. That probably would have been about 23 centimetres or something. 22, 23. It should be on high tide right now. So the tide should be turning. So there's not a lot of movement in the water. Might give it a half an hour or so. There's a lot of baby little prawns down there. Tiny little ones. I think they're little bay prawns. Either little bay prawns or banana prawns. I can't tell the difference when they're that small. Oh, look at that. They got to be brims snapping at that, whatever they're snapping at on the surface there. I know that sound, that slurping, snapping sound. Right over here. I go for something right here, right there. Yeah, I'm getting a hit already. Getting taps. Here you go. Taps again. Take it, take it. Yep, got him this time. Oh, this feels all right. Okay, this doesn't feel like a brim. Nah, this doesn't feel like a brim, eh? If it is, it's not fighting like one. See, I casted towards the snapping on the surface there, so that's something brim usually do. But we'll get the net. It feels pretty good. Trying to get out of the rocks. Oh no, it's over here. It is a brim. Oh no. It is a nice brim. So I wonder, I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it down there. Yeah, nice brim. Beautiful brim. In the net you come. Yes. That's a great brim. I saw the action on the surface. And that's a great brim. So happy with that. I don't want to scratch my reel down here. But yes. He was tapping away at that. Perfectly hooked. That is a nice brim. Starting to get the blue lips. Let's give him a measure. Let's give him a measure. Let's have a look. What's he going on? It's pretty big. It's going towards 36. So yeah, 30, basically on 36. Happy as Larry. So the change of soft plastic definitely worked. changing to the motor oil. The green motor oil colour. 2.5 inch. Already got 2 brim on that colour, so yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't pulling a typical brim pulling. It was swimming sideways. I think the line was tangled around its body as it was going closer to these rocks over here. So it was like, it felt like, you know, when you foul hook a brim. So that's why I thought like I had a flathead or something. But yeah, I definitely heard the snapping on the water just straight out here. I know that distinct sound that brim do when you hear them clap on the surface, so it was hitting something on the top there. Like, see, there's dead crabs floating around here. So it was hitting something. And I just cast it straight on top. And I was just getting hit straight away, and it paid off. Look at this, straight away. You know, I know they get brim and flathead in this spot, but honestly, I wasn't expecting to get a 36er, a 36er today. It's not often I get them that size. And the brim, you know, the big brim that I usually get's on bait. Oh, it's getting hot now. That sun is super hot. Yeah, there's a turtle. Keeps popping up saying hi. It's like the 3rd time now. Alright, I'm gonna have last cast and then I'll head out. So yeah, basically today is just really simple method, just casting as far as I can and giving a few quick hops like that, and just let it pause and sit. And then the odd, you know, single hop. Make sure you let it hit the bottom. Double. Let it hit the bottom. But I've been liking a lot of this. A lot of quick triples and stuff like that. We're doing a fair bit of that lately, and I don't know, I think it just gets their attention a little better. I still let it pause though. Sometimes, I don't know what that was. Sometimes I let it pause a fair bit, like 5-6 seconds. Just let it sit there. Sometimes you'll get a hit as it's just sitting there doing nothing, so don't always just keep moving it. Also depends on, you know, the weight of your jig head, how quick it gets to the bottom. I'm using a 6, so yeah, it's, you know, medium speed. And the size of your soft plastic will also, you know, determine how quick or slow it floats down. And I've got a pretty small 2.5 inch plastic on, so it's not taking long to get to the bottom. And it's not that deep out here, you know, a couple of meters maximum. But yeah, hopefully I get out on the kayak soon. Fish some of those local shallow reefs out there. Keen to get onto the brim. I know the brim are gonna be a little bit more, some of the big ones will be out there. I've noticed they do like to come out in the heat. They seem to smash a base. You know, they're a lot more aggressive, I reckon, in this heat. That's what I noticed, you know, a few years ago when I first got my kayak. In my earlier videos, I was catching those massive brim out there, you know, out the Flinders little reef out there, and that was in the very warmer months, you know, February, March, April. And they are very aggressive at that time. So I don't think it'd be, you know, much different now. September, October, November. I've never really, you know, targeted brim in the very, very hot months, you know, like December, January. So I'm guessing they're still there. But I'll do some of that. And I do want to get onto some of the summer whiting as well. Not really a fish I've targeted. Keen to know the ins and outs of summer whiting. Some spots too. if anyone has some good summer lighting spots, southeast Queensland, I know Bribie, Banksia Beach, with the Yabby holes, the Yabby banks there. I know that's a good spot. Margate Beach is another one that I hear. What else? The Brighton Flats, where the groins are near the bridge. I heard that's pretty good too. So I'll give all those spots a crack. I'll probably, well, I'd like to get my hands on some worms, but if I can't, I'll have to use, you know, maybe some lures or prawns even, or, you know, shallow or water banks, just a surface popper. But I do want to get prawns, especially if I go to Bribie Island, on Banksia Beach. I'll get myself a yabby pump and I'll pump some yabbies and just fish straight off there, because I know that's a productive spot. So, and I like fishing Bribie. But yeah, that'll do me for today. Pretty happy. I got that undersized brim and I got that nice 36er, big solid brim. So pretty happy with that for this little session. Nice calm day. The calm after the storm. And that brim will be dinner tonight. Anyway, that'll do me. Thanks for watching. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.